Okay. Mic test. Uh, mic test, mic test, mic test. You said it's good, right? Okay. All right. 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 Just mic testing, testing, testing mics. Testing mic. Testing mic. All right. Oh, I think that's enough testing. Okay. How about we go and get the course now? All right. Here's the course. Here is the course, of course. Here the course is the course. All right. So we're going to challenge ourselves to finish this in 7 days. 7 days. Man, that's gonna be crazy. 7 days. Okay. All right. Seems like it's sounding good. It's sounding all right. Uh, but here's the course. So let's enroll for free. All right. So the terms are 7 days free trial, unlimited access to all courses in the specialization. Watch lectures, try assignments, participate in discussion forums, and more. Cancel anytime, no penalties. Simply cancel before the trial ends. If not for you, $49 USD per month to continue learning after your trial ends. What? No. If our trial ends before we finish the whole challenge, I'm just gonna go and do the challenge from YouTube. Nah. I'm just gonna take a YouTube course then. Certificates when you complete your whole try. When you complete after your trial ends. Oh, so you can only get our certificate if you complete after the trial ends. Man, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Ooh, that's crazy. And they want us to pay too. Ooh, that's crazy. Ooh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Um. Okay, some unexpected stuff happened. Oh, this is why I don't like recording in the screen. It's so bad. I don't like recording the screen just like that, man. It's not good. It's not good for everybody. It's not good. Um, okay. So how about we go ahead and we purchase this course? Uh, all right, that's done. Let's see. I thought I did. Man. I did not want to do this part. This is one part that I didn't want to do. Okay. All right. We got it. We got it, boys. We got him. 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 Okay, so let's put some background music, okay? Because you're not gonna handle this, okay? We are not going to handle this quietness. That's just not possible, man. For real. So, um, so okay, so we gotta find our regular guy. He gives us good music, no problem. All right, so we don't got him here. So let's go over here and see if we can find him. Gives us chill vibes. That's what we're looking for right now. I don't know if any of these are gonna give us chill vibes. I really just do not wanna uh deal with YouTube telling me, oh, this video is blocked here, oh, this video is blocked there, all because of the person that was playing piano in the background. So let me put this. Now, I don't know if they're going to copyright me, but let me find our guy real quick. All right, here's our guy. Ugh. Yeah, they won't be able to know. They won't be able to know now which one is theirs and which one is not theirs. Yeah, beat them at their own game. All Okay. Okay. All right. Anyways, enough with the music. Um, let's actually let's actually start the learning, the learning, the learning process. Anyways, let's start the learning process. Um, why are they talking about that? Who are they? Let's start. Let's start. Let's start. Let's start. Let's start. All right. Um. Okay. So where's our guy? Where did our guy go? Okay. Um. All right. Alrighty. 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 Let's get started. So in this module, we will introduce you to all the CCNA 200 to 3,301 courses, providing insight into the course structure, study plan, and recommended practice exam. Also, learn strategies to make most of the courses. Understand how achieving the CCNA certifications can improve your career prospects. Show learning objective, understanding the structure and objective of CCNA course. Um, so since this is kind of like um, it's like we gotta do it fast because it's 8 modules. So we probably will want to finish like every day, finish at least one module. That's funny, very funny. Okay, so let's get started, anyways, with the introduction. Oh, I forgot I had to set up music. Um, sorry, hold on, sorry. Let me mute my guy first. I kind of didn't have headphones, so I will have to work better with these things somehow. Um, okay, okay. I forgot. Okay, I forgot how I'm going to do it. All right, new music it is. No music. No music. Mhm. Okay, easy enough. All right, welcome to CCNA on the scenario. This first part for specializing in CCNA, complete guide certified. Welcome. This module will introduce, provide insight into the course structure, plan recommendations. So I'm going to have a second screen over here, which is going to be for my note-taking purposes. Um, and I will be using Notion as note-taking thing. All right. Let's look in at stats. I would prefer yeah, I would prefer if it was like that. Okay, so um, okay. Mm, let's see. Notes. Nah. Um. All right. Use how to use the exercises, the lab exercises and Anki flashcards. In this module, we'll explore how to effectively use the lab exercises and Anki flashcards to support your learning. You'll learn to install Cisco Packet Tracer, engage with interactive labs, and use flashcards to reinforce knowledge, helping you prepare for CCNA exam topics with confidence. Host to host communications. In this module, we will cover the fundamental concept of networking, including host to host communication, the OSI reference model, and the TCP/IP stack. You'll gain clear understanding of how data moves across networks and critical role of each OSI layer in facilitating communication. The Cisco iOS operating system. In this module, we'll introduce Cisco iOS, the core operating system used in Cisco networking devices. You'll learn how to connect the Cisco device, navigate the iOS command line interface, and manage configurations effectively to ensure proper network functionality. OSI layer 4, the transport layer, OSI layer 3, the network layer, IP address classes, and subnetting. Ideal for beginner interested in networking and not prior. All right, and then we go to the next item. Okay. going to module 1. Module 1, which is I'm just gonna have like a little screen here that just shows the let me put it in studio mode. A little screen just to show our notes. You don't have to follow it. It's just probably just gonna be just for me. It's just gonna be a little screen down here. All right, this little screen is gonna stay right up here. It's gonna be our note tracking. All right, so module 1 is called networking fundamentals, short surgery. Now I just gonna take the notes. That's it. Like really, I don't need to do anything special. We don't need to do anything special. Just simple notes that's going to work for us, and that would be enough. Let's see. Yeah. All right, just like that. Simple note tracking. We'll just have it right over here. Sometimes we might even remove it since we might not need it. We might not need to have it. But yeah, let's go in, specialize for resources. Okay, so the resource link. Okay, the resource link provides supported files entire course, which helps you follow along. Let me copy that link real quick. Let's copy it right here. Overview. Let me have an H2 resource link. I should probably have that here. No. Module study log, quick link. Cisco packet tracer. All right. So I'm just gonna have a mission right here. I don't know which course this one has, but yeah. Okay, we're just going to have that down there. Okay, that's good enough. Complete. Let me switch that to resource links. All right, so let's go to the next item. Okay, flask box, how to make most of the course.
In this lecture, you'll learn about how to make the most of the course. So I'm logged into the course here. It might look a little bit different from your one because I'm logged in as the instructor, but it should be pretty much the same. I'm on the course content tab here, and this is where you can see all of the lectures. First thing I should tell you about is that the first few sections
he has a
theory-based.
Unique accent.
The reason is that I need to give
Not
you
unique, or maybe like it's an
foundational
accent that I do not know.
before we go on to actually configure the devices. You need to understand that before you're going to understand what you're configuring. So bear with me through the first few sections. Like I said, that will build your core knowledge. After that, we'll get on to the actual technologies. You'll see me working at the command line, and then you can practice this yourself in the lab. But let me go down and show you what I mean there. the way that the course is laid out is that I've got the theory lectures first in each section. So I'll explain what the particular technology is. I'll also show you how it works in the lab as well. So once you understand what it is, you'll also see how to configure it and how to troubleshoot it. So watch the videos first, and then you'll see at the end of every section that I've got a configuration lab. These are lab exercises for you to actually do. So what you'll find in those lectures is there's a couple of PDFs. There's the lab exercises, which are the tasks for you to do in the lab. And
Mm-hmm.
then there is the answer key that gives you the detailed explanation of how to actually do it. My labs are a little different than some others that you might see in that I don't give you step-by-step instructions on what to do, because if I do that, you're just following what I'm telling you to do. You're not really learning anything. I give you tasks and I don't tell you how to do it, but it's already been explained in the earlier videos. So watch the videos, see what I do in the lab. I then give you these lab tasks for you to do, and then you'll have to figure it out yourself. And you're really, really going to learn the technologies by doing it that way. As well as having the two PDFs with the exercises and the answer key, there's also the lab setup file in there as well. In the next section, I'll show you how to set up the lab. You can run the lab for free on your laptop. It
Mm.
uses Packet Tracer, and in the next section, I'm going to show you step by step how to install it and how to configure it on your laptop. So you'll be able to get up and running with the labs in around 10 or 15 minutes, pretty much immediately. Okay,
Nice.
so that's how to do the course. Do all the lectures from start to finish. Watch the videos first, just as it's laid out, and then do the lab exercises as well. And that way, you're going to get a really solid, deep understanding of the technologies, and you're also going to build the practical hands-on skills so that you can configure and troubleshoot it as well. Yeah, another thing to tell you in here as well, that notice for all of the theory lectures, there's also a downloadable PDF here as well. That's a PDF of the slides that I use, and I deliberately make the slides
Okay, I think that's
in a
good.
human readable
That's
format,
much
not just
better.
short bullet notes.
I
They're
find
really
I
condensed
sometimes
about the
just find myself
explanation.
just
So the slides are
better off
okay, maybe
reading
like a little
the,
bit longer than what you're
the
used to
PDFs.
seeing, and I know that's not what you're meant to
I
do.
wish I
The
had
whole
the
point is
book.
you
I
read
wish I had the book
PowerPoint
so I don't
and
have to look at
material,
the screen all
but
the
I've done it
time. But
deliberately like that
I
because
learned
the
something
reason
from
is
our
so that
previous
later,
chapter.
when you're getting near to the exam date, you can have a look at those.
Yeah, I learned something from our previous studying sessions, like kind of like books. Well, not like that, but like I like books where I'm kind of like reading it. And sometimes when you're reading on a screen, your eyes could oh, go tired real fast. So when you're literally reading straight from a book in your hands, you can kind of rest your eyes a little bit. So yeah.
PDFs, and they act as flashcards. Saves you taking your own notes, so you can just review that as a review of the material, and that's going to get you ready for exam day. Okay, so that was everything about how to go through the course. One other thing to tell you here is there's also other additional material on my blog. That is here at the Flatbox blog. So if you come in here and then go to tutorials and go to the Cisco training videos section, you'll see I've got loads of extra material in there. A lot of it is similar videos to what I
So
have in the course, but this also includes a text description which gives you even more detail. I also have a whole heap of other free resources on my blog as well. Free training courses, free resources. I'll be adding new Cisco resources in here as well.
flagbox.com.
So have a look at the blog every once in a while
Where's the
and
link?
get those extra free resources to help you through the course. And last thing to tell you about here is also connect with me on social media as well. If you click on the YouTube button, that will take you to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe there. It gives you a pop-up to subscribe. I post a new tutorial every week, and that way you'll get a notification every time I've got a new tutorial going live. Also,
Okay, so he
underneath
has a
my
YouTube
main one
channel
is
too.
LinkedIn. I've opens them all up to you as well. So next time you're looking for a job or you just need to get in touch with anybody in the industry, this is really going to help you get in touch with them. Okay, that's everything I needed to tell you here. See you in the next lecture. In this lecture, I'll tell you about the study plan. Before I show you it, let me tell you why I've included
All right,
this.
looks like some of
So,
my mutuals
quite a
are
long
already
time ago,
following.
I was
Yeah.
working for a big oil company and I was based out of an office in Aberdeen in Scotland, and we had the whole floor to the
All
Isle of
right. I mean, I
Skye
know it's going to
made up of different
turbocharge,
teams. So I was
or
in the corner with the
so
networking team,
we
the
don't really have all the
networking
time in the
admin team,
world. So one thing about Coursera is you can scroll down and you can just read it. Instead of like watching him, talk, you could just scroll down and read instead. So let's see. One day, desk asked me the line working.
like maybe it's your friend's birthday. If it's your friend's birthday, skip that day. Life is too short. Some things are more important.
Okay, so there we go. So that's why he's suggesting. So you do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7. Week 6 and 7 are the exam weeks. Review week on the 6 and 7. Oh my gosh. And 7, the exam week. Day 1, watch section 1 and section 2. So I'm going to, instead of weeks, this is going to be days. 7 days. So in those 7 days, I have a lot of hours. So I could do this. I could do most of these. So we're going to do that.
In this lecture, you'll
Okay.
learn about the practice tests, which I recommend to give you the best chance of passing the CCNA exam on
Mm-hmm.
your first try. Now, let me say straight off the bat that you do not have to get these practice tests. It's
Okay.
optional. In this course, you'll learn all of the topics which are covered on the CCNA exam. You'll get all the knowledge that you need. I cover all the topics completely. You'll also get all the hands-on practice you need through the lab exercises as well. But the problem is that having the knowledge and the skills that are tested on the exam is not the same as actually passing the exam. There's
Mm-hmm.
quite a high failure rate on the CCNA
So I'm
exam
just going to
for
put
people
these
that
order.
take it the first time. And that is because even though they know the topics well that they're going to be tested on, the exam is quite a difficult exam. The way that the questions are worded can be difficult if you haven't seen those type of questions before. So the best way to give yourself the best chance of passing on your first attempt is by not just learning all the knowledge and the skills that you're going to get from this course, but also doing practice tests which closely mimic what you're going to get on the real exam as well. And the practice tests that I recommend for that are Alpha Prep. The reason that I recommend AlphaPrep is that they've got a huge question bank with thousands of questions which have been written by Cisco Press. So they're very, very similar to what you're going to get on the real exam. And also, they've got a really advanced exam engine which uses machine learning and artificial intelligence, not joking, to customize the exam experience to you. It
Alpha
also
Prep.
gives you really detailed feedback on how you're doing with the practice exams and lets you know when you're ready to take the real exam. So it's not something that I could have done myself because, to be honest, I don't have the time or the software development skills to be able to build this custom built exam engine that AlphaPrep have. So because it's not something I'm capable of doing myself, that's why I'm recommending the best option for you, which is AlphaPrep. So let's take a look at how it actually works. So to come in to the AlphaPrep website, use this URL here. It's www.blackbox.com. slash AP CCNA. The AP is for Alpha Prep. That will always give you the best deal which is available on that day. So you can see here that the current pricing is $45 per month, which I think is a real bargain. So you can come here to sign up for that deal. Once you do that, you will land on this page here. Now, when you sign up for this deal, this is you signing up for the current version of the CCNA exam bank. When you do that, you also get a free trial to all of our other exam resources as well. So that's why you'll see them on this page. So what to do is scroll down to the CCNA 200-301 section and click in there, and that will
Oh,
land you
okay.
on this page here. Now, what to do if you do get the practice tests as you go through the course
I'm sure
is
there
turn
are other
on
ways to
by doing
find
the quizzes. So
these,
quizzes are over here on the left. I'll
flashcards and
click on
make your own
that quiz,
flashcards. I'm sure there are
and you
ways.
see
I
in
could
here
even
it's
make
laid
my
out
own
in the same
ones.
order that they are in the Cisco press books. That's slightly different than it is in the course here, but it's going to be really obvious to figure out what the section was that you just did in the course and find the related topic in here. So come in here, choose whatever it is that you've just learned in the course, click on that, and then you can click on Start Quiz. And then this is going to ask you questions in the same kind of style that you'll get on the exam, testing that you have learned properly what you just covered in that section. So it's going to verify that you do have the knowledge. Okay, so as you go through the course, do the quizzes, and then let me just click on the back button here. When you have completed the course and you're doing your final prep, getting ready for the real
Let me
exam,
see which
then
course
what
we
to
are
do
on.
is go over to these full exams on the right.
I believe it's one of four courses, if I'm not wrong. Essential, yeah, it's one of the four courses. Now to get the full one. Well, we are at the foundations first. That's 8 hours. Plus practices, that'll be like 10 hours a day. All right, and then we have, yeah, this one which is 10 hours, and advanced 24 hours. Oh my gosh, it's just gonna take like one day and just probably a Tuesday. Today was a Tuesday too, yeah. Probably a Tuesday and just take all of those 24 hours and just couple them up. Yeah. Take that. Um, Secure ASSH. Okay. All right. Well, let's go back to where we were. Um, let's continue with our module. So I kind of did my notes wrong, so I focused more on the modules than focusing on the courses. Ah, which might bite me back, whatever. But
In this lecture,
right
you'll
now
learn
we're
about
continuing
the
with
practice
this.
tests, which I recommend. You're not going to waste $300 on a failed attempt. Okay, to give you the full disclosure, I do partner with Alpha Prep, so I
Mm,
do get a small payment if you do sign up for this service. But to be
all
honest,
right.
I'm not
Next. Why passing CCNA is going to turbocharger.
In this lecture, you're going to learn why passing the Cisco CCNA is
All
such a
right.
great choice.
Um,
And there are 100 security qualifications. To start
Virtualization.
off with
I'm going to teach myself that
comms,
too.
you can see from that the view on the course. I'm really
All right.
I'm recording this on the day that the CCNA version 1.1 exam went live, and it's
Mm,
just a super quick video to let you know, in case you were worrying about it, that yes, this course is fully up to date for the current version 1.1 of the exam. This course is actually always up to date. Whenever Cisco are planning to release a new version,
Mm.
They release details of that a few months ahead of time, which gives me plenty of time to have the course up to date
Mm.
anytime a new version is coming out. So you never need to buy another CCNA course. This course is always going to be up to date for whatever the current version of the exam is. Okay, that's all I needed to tell you here. So let's get on with the course.
Okay. All right. All right, honor code, submit your work. Yep. All right, let's start our first assessment. All right, why is this CCNA considered valuable in job market? It's most recommended certificates by, yeah. That's incorrect. Okay. Well, that's not good. That's not good for our first one. How should you handle unforeseen events like that disturb your schedule according to the plan? Adapt it all week. What should be avoided when creating study timeout using simple? That, yeah, that should be checked. What is a key tip for adjusting your study timetable weekly by week? Mm, okay, I think it's that one. Beside the CCNA, what advice was given for someone wanting to move into networking role? I did not watch those. Okay. Follow a structured study plan to get us work overtime hours consistently. Apply to any job you find with that preparation. Um, sorry, that's the best one I think. Out of everything, that was the best one. Okay. All right. All we need is 80%.
This course comes with full lab exercises, so you'll get hands-on practice with all of the Cisco technologies that we're going to be covering. I use the free software, Cisco Packet Tracer, for the labs, so there's no need for you to buy any Cisco equipment or any other software. In this
Okay, that's good.
section, I'll show you how to set up the lab. In the first video, I'll show you how to install Packet Tracer, and then in the next video, I'll show you where to find the lab exercises in the course, how to download them, how to load them up in Packet Tracer, and how to use them. The course also includes flashcards to test yourself on and help you better remember all the information covered in the course. And in the last lecture in this section, I'll show you how to install and use the Anki software for those flashcards.
Packet tracing to installation.
In this lecture, you'll learn how to install Cisco Packet Tracer, which is the software used to run the lab exercises in the course. You don't need any physical equipment. The labs are all going to run in free software on your laptop. First thing we need to do is to download it. So go to the Cisco NetAcad website at the URL you can see at the top of the page here. And then if you scroll down a bit, you can see that we can download Packet Tracer for Mac, Ubuntu, or
Let's
Windows.
put
But
it
the
in
first thing
English,
we need to
brother.
do is to log in. So
All
click
right.
on the login button. If you've already got a
This looks
NetAcad account,
different.
then
This looks different from when I. Yeah, this looks way different. Netacad. Okay. All right. Let's see. Um, Packet tracer. Getting started with packet tracer. Resources. Yep. Resources. And then, um, shoot. forgot. Cisco Packet Tracer. All right.
Obviously just use that account to log in. So click on the login button. If you've already got a NetAcad account, then obviously just use that account. If you don't already have an account, then click on the sign up button here to create one. When you create the account, you can either sign in using your Google account or you can create a new account based on another email address. So it's just standard, get signed up for free on the website here, and then you can go back to that page again. Once I am logged in, then I'm running on a Windows machine here. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on Packet Tracer for Windows. Make
Oh,
sure that you're running Packet Tracer at least version 7.3 if you've already got Packet Tracer installed on your machine. And
all
if
right.
you
So I don't
have
have an
any
account, so
problems
I'll probably
with
have to
signing
create an
up or
account.
logging into the website here, please try the usual web browser troubleshooting steps of clearing your browser cache or trying a different browser. For example, if you're using
Okay.
Chrome and you're having problems, then try using Firefox instead. Okay, so I'm going to click on the link and I'm going to download the software. I'll give that a few seconds to download, and then I will open up Windows Explorer and I'll find it here in my downloads folder. I double click on that and it's a really simple installation. It's basically just clicking next, next, next. So I accept the agreement, click next to accept the default location and folder. And then yes, I do want a desktop shortcut, click next and then click install. So just next, 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 and then install. It will take a few seconds to install. And then once that is done, I'm going to make sure that Launch Packet Tracer is checked and I click on Finish. And I'm only using this myself, so I don't need to run multi-user. So I'm going to click No to that. Yes, I do want to allow it in the Windows firewall. And then I'm going to have to log in again to access the software. Make sure that you click the button here to keep you logged in for 3 months. And then I'm going to log in with my Cisco NetAcad account. So I click on that. Then enter my login details again. And I'm into Packet Tracer. It starts off with a blank project. That's fine because full projects are provided in the course. At the end of every technology section, you'll see there's a downloadable lab exercise which you can import straight into Packet Tracer. In a later lecture in this section, I'm going to show you how to use the course lab exercises. Here, it's just showing you how to install Packet Tracer. I'll quickly show you how you can build your own projects as well. So if you do want to build your own project, which you don't need to do in the course because projects are provided for you, this is how you do it. Down at the bottom left here, you can see the different types of devices that you can drag into your workspace. It defaults to being on routers, so I'm going to drag a couple of routers in here. These are the different models of routers that you can use. I drag them into my workspace and then click on the next one to look at switches, and I'm going to drag a switch in as well. Then I need to connect my devices, so I click on the links here, and then I'm going to choose my straight through Ethernet cable. I click on my device, select the port I want to connect to, click on the other device I want to hook that cable up to and select the port on there. And then I'm going to add another cable, click on the router here, the port it's going into on the router, and then click on the switch and select the port it's going to connect to on the switch. So now I've got a little network with a couple of routers and a switch, and they're all connected to each other. To configure your devices, just click on the device, and then in the window that opens up, click on CLI for the command line interface, and then click in here, and then you can then start entering commands. Okay, but as I said, you don't need to build your own projects in the course. they are provided for you. So that was how to install Packet Tracer. Also a really quick demo of how to build projects in it as well. In the next lecture, I'm going to have Packet Tracer installation frequently asked questions. So if you have run into any problems trying to install Packet Tracer, please look at that lecture next, which is going to have answers to the most common problems. I'll also have the most current links to download the software in there as well. And then the lecture after that is going to be another video where I'll show you how to get the course lab exercises, which are included in the course, how to import them into Packet Tracer, and how to use them. Okay, see you in the next lecture. In the last lecture, I showed you how to install Cisco Packet Tracer, so hopefully you've got that done already. In this lecture, I'll show you how to use the lab exercise.
Okay, so I got the package tracer to install. So now I have it available. Look at that. Look at that. PTISR. Yeah. Look at that. And devices. So let's do PC. Connections. Console. Straight. Crosser. Pooh. That's console. Auxiliary. No console. No, I can only put in the console cable through there. And then USB 0. Okay. Ethernet or wherever. That's just testing. Okay. We're just we are just testing. We are just testing. All right. Okay. All right. So we know it works. It works well. So we can put it on this other screen. Um, let's do that, and also put our notes here too. Yeah, we need to put them somewhere. Okay, there we go. Here's our notes. We kind of got everything. Packet tracer. Um, okay, that's balanced out. Um, okay, too many boxes around. Um, although
Sizes that
we're
are
not here for that
included
right
in
now,
the course.
so let's focus on
First
here.
thing to tell you is where to actually find the lab exercises. So as you can see here, I am logged into the course. And to get the lab exercises, they're included at the end of all of the technology sections. The first lab exercise is at the end of section 4. So So if you see there, the section 4 is the Cisco iOS operating system. And if I expand down that section, you can see that the last lecture is the iOS operating system lab exercises. And if I click on that and scroll down a little bit here in the main window, you can see I've got a link there to download a zip file. So I'll do that now. So I'll click on the zip file and download it. Okay, while that is downloading, let me show you where the other lab exercises are. So the first few sections, a lot of them do not have lab exercises. And the reason for that is that I cover the foundational information in the first few sections. I need to do that to lay the groundwork for learning the technologies that are going to be covered later in the course. So those first sections that are covering the foundational knowledge, there's no actual hands-on component to them, so there's no lab exercise. It wouldn't be relevant to have a lab exercise in those sections. So out of the first few sections, the first section that does have a lab exercise is section 4, the one that I just downloaded. The next one after that is section 11, Cisco device functions. So if I look at section 10, for example, and expand that out, you'll see there's not a lab exercise at the end of that section because it wouldn't be relevant there. But from section 11, if I expand that out, again, you can see at the end of the section, there's a lab exercise there. You can click on it, and again, in the main window here, if I scroll down, you see that there's a zip file to download the lab exercise, and every section after section 11, you're going to find a lab exercise there. So what to do is you're going through the course, just go through the course from start to finish, watch your videos, and then at the end of each section that's got a lab exercise, do that lab exercise before moving on to the next section. Okay, so I've got that lab exercise downloaded now. They're really small, so it should only just take a few seconds to download. Let me have a look at that. And you'll see that it is a zip file. So if I open up this zip file and drag it over to my main window here, you see the first lab exercise, there's just 2 files there, which is the packet file, which will open in Packet Tracer, and there's also the lab exercise PDF, which is the instructions to do the lab exercise. So let's open the project first. I'll double click on the packet file, and that's going to open it up in Packet Tracer. Now, when you open Packet Tracer, if you haven't opened it for a little while, it's going to ask you for your login details, and you can see it's going to do that for me here. So I will enter the email address that I used when I installed Packet Tracer. And then on the next page, it's going to ask me for my password as well. So I'll enter that, and then I can sign in. When I click on sign in, it's going to open up Packet Tracer, and it's going to open up the project. Now, this first project is just a walkthrough of the basic commands in iOS. So I've just got one router there. And if I go back to the zip file, and if I'm going to open up the lab exercise PDF, inside the lab exercise PDF, I'll drag that over at my main window here as well. It's going to give you instructions in here, step-by-step instructions of what to do the lab. Now, the first couple of lab exercises, I tell you the commands to use because the first couple of lab exercises are guided walkthroughs. In the later lab exercises, you're going to see that I don't tell you the commands to do because you'll have learned them already in the videos that you watched in that section. So when you do the lab exercise, it's going to be up to you to remember what the commands are. I'll show you that in a bit more detail in a second, actually. Okay, so I've got the step-by-step instructions here. I'm just going to follow the step-by-step instructions. As I follow them, to access the router, just click on the router that the lab exercise tells you to configure. And then in here, click on the CLI tab, and that will bring you to the command line interface. I'll hit enter in here. That gets me into the command line. I could then click enter enable to get to the enable prompt, and then config T to configure the terminal. Okay, so that's how you access the lab exercises. Just download the zip file, then open up the Packet Tracer file, and then follow the instructions in the lab exercise PDF. So you saw there that the first couple of lab exercises just have the Packet Tracer file, and the lab exercise PDF because they're guided walkthroughs. But if I go back onto the course again, and I will download one of the other lab exercises here. So I'm just choosing one here at random. So this is the router and switch basics. I will download the zip file here as well, and then open it from my downloads folder. And you're going to see here that all the lab exercises after the first two are going to have more files in the zip file. What you'll find in there is, starting off at the top, the startup configurations. So if you're interested in quickly seeing the configuration that is already being applied to the routers and switches at the start of the lab, you'll find them in the basic configs here. So there you go, you see you'll find those as text files. Then there is the lab exercise and the answer key. So in these later lab exercises, the lab exercise PDF does not tell you the commands to enter. You should have learned them earlier in the section. So it's going to be up to you to configure the tasks in that lab exercise. Now, if you get stuck or if you want to check your work, I do also have the answer key there as well. The answer key tells you all the commands, everything that you should have done to complete that lab exercise successfully. So when you're doing any of the lab exercises, if you get stuck at all, if you're not sure of anything, just look in the answer key. It's going to tell you everything that you should have configured there. There is also the packet file again to open it up in Packet Tracer, and there's also a JPEG there as well. I'll just open up that, and that gives you the lab topology diagram. So what I recommend you do is you're going to need to open up the file in Packet Tracer to work on the lab. Also open up the lab exercise PDF, which has got the instructions of what to configure, and also open up this lab topology diagram so you can quickly and easily see what the actual lab topology is. Okay, so that is just about everything I have to tell you. One other thing that I wanted to mention is that not all iOS commands are supported in Packet Tracer. So I'm going to go back to Packet Tracer here. I'm going to go on to my router, and to give you an example, if I do a show run interface fast 0/0, it's going to tell me invalid input detected at the marker. So that is actually a valid iOS command. It's just that the command is not supported in Packet Tracer. So if you ever put a command in and you're sure that you've entered the correct command at the correct command level, but it's giving you that error message, it's just going to be because it's not supported in Packet Tracer. Okay, I think that was everything I needed to tell you here. If you have any issues with Packet Tracer, with the installation, or with